Patrick Revel there in Rome, along with Reverend William Lego from St. Turibius Parish in Chicago. He first met Pope Leo when they were in 6th grade, and they later attended seminary together at Villanova. So you have a lot to say. We're going to go to you in a second. Patrick, first, just set the table for us. What is the energy like there in Rome after that first prayer delivered by the pontiff today?
Hi, Jay. Yeah, I mean, the energy here in St. Peter's Square was remarkable when Pope Leo delivered this first Sunday prayer from the balcony onto St. Peter's Square here. And, you know, there was applause and crowds cheering all the way through, really. There was also just this roar as he stepped out onto the balcony. As you say, and as Terry reported there, he used his first address to call for peace around the world, specifically also echoing Pope Francis in his calls, but focusing on Gaza, calling for an immediate ceasefire there and for all hostages to be released, and also calling for a just and lasting peace in Ukraine. But also here, there's really a sense of almost party atmosphere. There's been brass bands playing. They're still playing in the streets around here. If you had to choose one word, you just sort of say it's a happy, joyful atmosphere here today, Jay.
Yeah, and Reverend Lego, now I want to go to you here, because talk to us first about your friendship with the man who is now the Pope, and what did it feel like for you when you found out that he was elected Pope? That must have been a jolt.
It wasn't so much a joke. As a classmate, I would say it was surprising. It was a great honor for the Augustinians and for the states to get an American Pope. But knowing him through all the years, we met in 6th grade because at times we would be what the church used to call, or our order used to call, lifers. We went to high school together. We went to college together. We had a year of intense reflection before deciding to become Augustinians and remain with the order and become priests and brothers. And then we studied theology, and then our paths differed. He went to Rome to study, and I went down to Peru for a while. So I actually worked with him in South America for a while. We were there at the same time. You know, the impressions we have, how could I say, you know, we were in high school, we were in college together. So we did a lot of the normal stuff that people would do in high school and college. He has a good sense of humor. He's very intelligent. The one thing I really do remember about him is that he will be a good diplomat because he will listen. He'll consider all things, but he'll make sure that the goals, how could I best say it? Not necessarily goals, that how he will lead the church will be based on the gospel, being at the side of the poor, being on the side of the worker, thus his name Leo the 14th. And also, I am sure that his Augustinian charism will play a part. And our charism is that we are united in one. We search for God through one mind and one heart, and we live and we put all things in common, and we share what we have. And I am sure that's going to be also a flavor, a vision of his pontificate.
And Reverend, if you don't mind me asking, how do you expect him to navigate the waters now as the first American Pope in weighing in at issues here at home? What values do you expect him to express?
Like I said, he's going to be on the side of the poor, making sure that people are respected, that there is an openness to everybody, and he'll set the vision. Who would be the one that keeps our, one way you could say it, our feet to the fire, making sure that the church works for the side of the poor. How he's going to do that? What are the specifics? I know him enough that I could never predict what he's going to do. But whatever he is going to do, however he is going to lead, is going to be based on good gospel values and inviting people to participate with one another.
Patrick Revel and Reverend William Lego, who knew the Pope when he was young, thank you both for your time on this Sunday morning.